Hello everyone, welcome back to another bodybuilding video. Today we are focusing on delts and arms. This is going to be part 2 because I've done one before last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. So this is another one. This one is, again, I'm going to give you everything from my top tips, tempo reps, everything you need to know. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps everyone else who wants to get hench see my videos. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm not even going to waste any time. Let's just go straight into the workout. We're going to start with, as always, the warm-up. Let's go. First 3 exercises are to be done as a triple set, starting with the seated shoulder press, a great exercise for the anterior and medial delt. One thing I like to do is have the bench at a slight angle rather than fully upright. And during the eccentric, try and stop where your elbows align with your delt or slightly lower. This is to keep that tension on your shoulders, as going any lower means the muscle is no longer engaged. When pressing overhead, try and avoid locking out the elbows at the top of the movement. Pay attention to the tempo, aka time under tension. Basically is the length of time the muscle is put under tension during the eccentric and also at times the concentric phase of the exercise. Every exercise, the tempo varies, which is important in the program, as keeping the muscle under tension for longer is great for building muscle. Superset with bicep curls, making sure to keep the bench at a slight angle, basically similar to the bench press position. Make sure to keep your shoulders back and chest up. Having the bench at a slight angle will stop you using too much momentum when swinging the dumbbells up, meaning your biceps will have to work harder when performing the exercise, and also an incline would increase the range of motion when performing the bicep curl. One tip to learn how you can engage your biceps is to focus on squeezing the handle of that dumbbell. I know it sounds strange, but by doing this, you would automatically contract your biceps and keep it engaged during the concentric and eccentric. At the top of the bicep curl, make sure to squeeze your biceps. I know I don't have to tell you this, but squeeze it like it owes you money. Every single rep. Focus on keeping a nice and controlled tempo during the eccentric. Then superset the curls with inclined dumbbell extensions, keeping the bench around a 45-degree angle or slightly lower. Start with both arms further back. This is a much better way to perform the tricep extension. During the eccentric, you want to then slowly lower the dumbbell down to the back of the bench. This is a greater range of motion on your triceps and less strain on your elbows. Keep your elbows up at the bottom of the movement and try not to allow it to drop back behind you. If you struggle with this or have any elbow discomfort during the extension, then this is a much better alternative. Make sure you focus on keeping the triceps fully engaged throughout. Remember that tip about squeezing the handle of the dumbbell? Well, do the same here, but also focus on really squeezing your triceps before bringing the dumbbell down and keeping that tension during the eccentric. With bodybuilding, there is a purpose to every movement, and try not to just focus on going from point A to B, but be aware of the muscle you are working and try and keep it engaged, or in simpler terms, try and squeeze the muscle you are working every time you perform a rep. Next triple set starts with reverse cable flies, one of the best exercises for your rear delt, making sure to position the cable higher at the top as you can see in the video. Standing a full arm length away from the machine and keep your arms straight. But when pulling the cable across, pull it downward. Find that you can hit the rear delt a lot better when performing the exercise this way. Make sure to focus on engaging your rear delt when pulling. You can also move away even more from the cable machine for more of a stretch during the eccentric phase of the movement. Superset with cable bicep row curls. Try performing this exercise with a slight lean away as you can see in the video. This is to increase range of motion slightly to keep the bicep under tension for longer. Also, performing the exercise this way will stop using too much momentum to curl the rope up, meaning your biceps will be doing predominantly most of the work. This time, focus on squeezing the rope to engage your biceps. As always, contract the biceps as hard as you can at the top of the curl and hold the tension throughout the exercise. Try not to lock your elbows out at the bottom of the curl. Then onto some cable overhead extensions. Pay careful attention how I get into this movement safely and efficiently. I like to use a split stance to help with stability. Keeping your elbows up, and if you notice at the top of the extension, I almost create a Y shape. This is to get extra contraction on my triceps, so try this on your next overhead extensions. Make sure you keep that contraction during the eccentric portion, so when you bring the cables back down. Brace your core in this position and try and avoid using too much momentum when performing the exercise. So for example, make sure you keep your elbows in the same position as much as possible. Make sure you stick to the tempo that's given for the exercise. Next triple set starts with bench support lateral raises. We all know about the dumbbell laterals, which is great for building your medial, aka side delts. However, the purpose of performing it this way is two things. It negates the momentum we sometimes use when performing lateral raises. Therefore, your shoulders will be doing a lot more of the work. And two, it stops a lot of the ego lifting as you can't go too heavy. As always with lateral raises, make sure that during the concentric, stop where your elbows align with your shoulders. Going too high with the dumbbells will make this movement more of a trap workout than your delt. So there is no need to go any higher than your delt during a lateral raise. And then superset with the Zopman curls, a great bicep and forearm exercise. Ensure that you keep your shoulders back and chest up when performing this exercise. Make sure to engage your biceps before curling up the dumbbell. And at the top, focus on internally rotating the dumbbell, but make sure that during the eccentric, you focus on a nice and controlled tempo to keep your forearms under tension throughout. And then the triple set will be a single arm overhead extension, which is a great exercise to develop your triceps. Make sure to keep the weight light to start this exercise, as often a lot of people go way too heavy and there is zero focus on actually working the triceps. Keep your chest up and brace your core. As you can see in the video, keep your elbows up and avoid using momentum to swing the dumbbells up during the concentric. So make sure you engage your triceps before you hinge at the elbow during the eccentric and keep the dumbbell under control. Bring the dumbbell as further down as possible to whatever feels comfortable. Just like all the other exercises, the tempo varies, so pay close attention to that. And that's the workout. Hopefully you can apply this into your routine and find it helpful. Please, if you do find this video useful, do leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, as it helps my channel and will help a lot more people with free workout ideas. Thank you so much for watching and catch you in the next video.